One of the biggest problems facing students everywhere is stress that's coming from school. And so I get asked a lot, Jack, how do you deal with school stress and why are you so relaxed all the time? You're in a super competitive program. By the way, I'm in health sciences. I'm in fourth year, meaning that pretty much everyone in my program wants to go to medical school or, chiropractic school or dentistry or something like that. And also, if you get a C or lower, if your GPA is a C or lower, you get kicked out. The very first thing that I can tell everyone, which I cannot stress enough how important this is. Okay, so most students, the reason why they freak out is because they follow this kind of similar pattern I've noticed. Okay, so let's just say in high school or in university, you have an upcoming test or exam or something like that. Now, maybe you're studying or you're writing the test and you start thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna fail this test and my life's gonna be over. I'm gonna fail this test. I'm not gonna get into a good university. I'm not gonna get a good job afterwards. I'm not gonna be able to become a doctor or something like that. And then I'm just gonna be a failure at life. That's the path that most people take, even though it's kind of an indirect pathway. That's what most people think about. If I fail this test, my life is over. My grades are going to suck. I'm not going to get a good job. My life's going to suck because I don't have a good job. So here is my tip. Don't care. I know that sounds weird. Don't care about school. By that, I don't mean like stop, doing your homework and don't study for tests. By that, I mean, what really helped me, and I used to be one of those students that freaked out all the time, when I wouldn't get an A, I would freak out and be like, oh my God, my life's over. And from all my friends, that's what I found that they still think about. There's just, if I don't get a good grade on this one test, then my life is gonna be over. Okay, so next time you're studying or doing a test, I want you to think about this. And I wrote a paper on this actually for my health class, and I ended up getting 100% on it, but it's not important. Let's just say you're between the ages of 15 and 22, I guess, if you're still in school, maybe 24 if you're in grad school or something like that. The job that you want right now, let's just say for, I don't know, most of you, it could be doctor, it could be chiropractor, it could be, this is just the jobs that I know off the top of my head. You probably won't want that job by the time you're 25 to 30. So when I entered university, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to go to medical school and be a doctor. And while going to university, I learned what I really wanted to do, I guess. I didn't want to be a doctor. It's a great job, and I would definitely be a doctor if the opportunity presented itself. But to me, being a motivational speaker, being on the internet, being a YouTube personality, teaching people about science, that is so much more fun to me and fulfilling than it is being in that medical career. I know that sounds weird, but it's the truth. And so all of a sudden, when I figured that out around, first or second year of university, I stopped stressing about school. Like, period. No more stress, because I know that my career path doesn't involve me getting the best grades in the world. You always hear stories about people in their 30s and 40s that, they're at a good corporate desk job and they're making a good amount of money. It's the job that they wanted when they were, when they were kids, when they were teenagers, when they were going to school and university and college. And then they're there for a few years and then they realize, this is not what I want to do at all. And so by the time that they're 30 or 40 years old, they finally figure out what their life's mission is, what their true career should be. I've talked to a bunch of these people, and they always say that, yes, school is important, but not for the reasons that you think it might be. It's not for the tests and the grades. It's more for the experience of being in an environment like that. So anyways, I'm kind of rambling right now, but here's the message I want to portray for step one is just when you think about that next test or the next paper that you're stressing out about, just think that it probably, even if you fail this test, it will not have any effect on your future. at all. If you really want to be a businessman and you want to be a salesperson or businesswoman, do you think that you getting a D on this test is going to affect that? If you're a good salesperson, you're a good salesperson. At the end of the day, that it's as simple as that. So just the overall message I want to portray here is that next time you think you go down that path of, oh my God, if I fail this test, I'm not going to have good grades, I'm not going to get into a good school, I'm not going to get the one job that I want. Guess what? That one job that you want by the time you finish school probably isn't going to be the job that you want. I know some people, they are finishing up their program right now in health sciences. When they started in first year and in high school, they're like, I'm going to be a doctor. Second year, they're going to be a doctor. Then third and fourth year rolled around, and some of them think, you know what, I want to be in woodworking because I got a job there, and that is the most fun I've ever had in my life. One of them wants to be a politician, and why? What are you doing in health sciences, right? It's just the one job that you want right now. You got to open up your horizons a little more, and you got to think that, okay, maybe in the future I won't want to be a doctor. Maybe I'll just want to be in public health. Maybe I just want to go be a cashier. I know some people that just want to be a bartender. That's it. They just want to be a bartender for the rest of their life. What's the problem with that? You're going to make a good living. You're going to be able to pay rent. You're going to be able to meet cool people. You're going to have fun every day. What's wrong with that at all? So that's the number one thing I can't stress enough. Just next time, I know I've said this a bunch of times, next time you have a test or an essay or anything like that, just think that this, whether I get a C+, an A, or I fail, this isn't going to affect my future that much in the way that I think it's going to. So just don't stress, just relax, just have fun with the essay if that's possible. The number 2 thing I can recommend to reduce stress at school is to get your shit done, people. And so what do I mean by that? I just mean don't fall behind and save everything to the last minute, everyone. You're gonna feel so much better if you just do it progressively, day by day by day by day. Now, saying that, I go against this rule sometimes. No one's gonna be perfect. I have crammed for tests many, many, many times. Even though I don't care about the test, I still try my best. And for me, that's important too. That's probably step number 3. Just try your best at school, and that should be the most important thing. If you write a test and you studied hard for it for a few days and you still think that you failed, why stress over that? You tried as hard as you could. Now, everyone knows that when you exercise, you release endorphins, and they last for hours afterwards after the exercise. And for whatever reason, you're just happy for a few hours and you don't really know why. You don't have as much stress. So on a scientific level, exercising is pretty important, and eating right, making sure that you are not super overweight or underweight, even though overweight is more of a problem right now. If you're overweight, your body's gonna be more stressed out all the time, and maybe you're not gonna like how you look, and psychologically you're going to be more stressed out about how you look. Maybe you're going to have more acne and then you're going to have breakouts, and you're going to think that that's ugly, and you're going to get more stressed out. And it's this positive feedback loop where if you don't exercise and don't eat right, you're going to keep stressing yourself out more and more and more and more. So exercise and eat right. And I know that's tough for you for some students because most of you are on a budget. Some of you have student loans, but guess what? You can eat properly for $1 a meal. For me, I have a very, very fast metabolism. I have to eat 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day in order to just maintain the skinny, freaking bony, a little bit muscular body that I have. And guess what? I'm not blowing the bank. I survive on chicken and potatoes and oatmeal and pasta, and guess I'm fine. And my cost per meal comes out to about I think mine's about $2.50 to $3 per meal, which is a fair amount for some people, but for me that's right in my financial means. So yeah, just exercise and diet are very important. I'll talk more about that, about what kinds of food to eat and what kinds of exercises you can be doing from your home if you want to. I'll talk about that in a different video. I won't get into that right now. The number 5 thing I can say to reduce stress from school is to have a good social environment. So what do I mean by that? Pretty much, don't have friends that are assholes. That's a pretty big one. Make sure that you balance your social life with, with books and exercise and everything like that. So if I've seen this from many people, they have friends, we'll say friends, but then they'll come up to me afterwards and all they will is complain about how horrible they are. And so I just kind of say, why are you still hanging out with them if they just make you stressed out and make your life worse? And they're just like, oh, well, they make me feel comfortable around them. Okay, well, go find someone else that does that won't piss you off all the time. So for me, I've lost a lot of friends. I've gained a lot of friends. Now I kind of have this stable group of friends that they don't stress me out at all. They're fun to be around. And, I'll have them over here in this apartment sometimes, and it's just fun. That's all it is. When I hang out with them, it's fun. But saying that, you got to balance your social time with your academic time with your personal time. The number 6 thing that I can recommend right now, does that fit on the screen? 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, is, and just realize how lucky you are to be at school right now. I know that sounds weird, like, I'm lucky to be at school. I don't want to be here. I don't want to write these tests. I don't want to do these essays. There are billions of people in the world right now that would kill to be in the position that you're in. They're in war-torn countries. Some of them can't even drink water. Some of them don't have schools. They physically do not have schools around them, so they just cannot go to school. They have to worry about water and food and the basic survival things, and you're complaining about this test? Seriously? Seriously. And even for people just in places like Canada and the United States and Europe that, have fairly well-off societies, there are still lots of people that can't afford to go to school. And ask them, how many of them would want to go to school if it were free? I bet you it's the vast, vast majority of them. So just feel lucky that you're able to have this opportunity to learn and be educated. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know just how lucky you are to be educated, and you should not take that for granted. Number 7. Does that fit on the screen? Yes. So talk to others about school. Talk to your peers. Talk to adults. When I talk to adults about university, they always say how those are the best years of your life because it's this weird balance between freedom that you get, living on your own, having peers that are all your age around you, but yet not having the responsibility of a family or a mortgage or anything like that. And so realize that these are supposed to be the best years of your life. Don't waste them right now. Do not waste these years of your life in high school or in university, because these are where you're going to have the vast majority of your best memories of your life. So just in summary of everything, when you're at school, just have fun with it and realize that no matter how well you do in school, your life's not going to be over. Think about this. If you were to fail all of your courses for a semester and drop out of college or university, you can still get a job as a cashier and work your way up and become a manager, and maybe you use that money to open up your own store and you can just become a millionaire. Seriously, that's happened many, many times. I know that sounds like a big jump in events there, but that happens all the time. When people open up small businesses, do you think that all of them have university degrees? No. I know some people that didn't. For example, my dad in university, his average was a 52, but he never failed a class. And he's always very proud of that. He'd always get between like a 50 and a 56, usually, sometimes 55, 54. And he ended up being a big, big businessman at a big company, making tons of money. And he had a great life, even though he pretty much came close to failing every single class he had. So if I can say anything, just use my dad as a reference that no matter how well you do in school, you can still get a good job and have lots of fun and raise a great family. Well, because, look, I'm a product of one of those kids. I'm a product, and I think I'm doing okay. So anyways, thank you very much for watching this. If you don't know, I have another channel called JackSci, which has millions of views and stuff. It's a science channel. And go check that out. Also, there's a podcast for this video if you just want this on your iPhone or something like that. I'll leave a link in the description, or you can click on it somewhere up here. But I just want to say thank you very much for listening to me ramble for however long this video is. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.